What is going on, guys? This is Brad with Display Fitness, and I'm outside of Operation Iron gym here in Clarksville, Tennessee. I almost said Kentucky, but it's not Kentucky, it's Tennessee. Living close to the border is kind of hell sometimes. At any rate, I want to do a fast video, and I want to talk about something that I think is interesting that might be able to help you guys add a little bit of diversity into your training and maybe help you get a little bit more. And what I want to talk about is the idea of accommodating resistance. That is generally referred to when someone uses bands or chains. And so in this particular instance, I'm going to talk about chains. So accommodating resistance basically just means that as you move, the resistance changes. So if you have your chain suspended from your barbell, and as you lower the weight, more links touch the ground, thereby reducing the overall tension. And then as you begin to press the weight or stand up, whatever, squatting or benching, whatever, but as you begin to extend, those chains come out off the ground and add more weight to the overall movement, right? So for bench, it's a really great way of kind of overdeveloping the top end of the bench, the tricep, and finishing the movement, which is where most people fail. So chains is a really great tool to be able to utilize to help kind of overcome that sticking point of failing at the top end of the bench, because if you can overstimulate or overtrain the tricep through that accommodating resistance, then at least ideally you would be able to develop stronger triceps and therefore an overall stronger bench. One of the things that I see people do a lot of times that is kind of an error is how they set the chains up. Now, there's a number of ways you can do it, and ultimately it's all in kind of what you want to do. But ideally, you want to get the most out of the chain that you can, right? So in other words, you want as little chain touching the ground at the top of the movement as possible, right? Essentially just enough to stabilize it so it's not shaking all over the place and moving around. You want, a link or two touching the ground. That way you are supporting the majority of the weight. And then at the bottom, again, ideally, you would want the most weight off. That way you're being able to use or maximize the weight of the chain. If you have chain just hanging, just being suspended, you're really not enjoying the benefit of that weight coming off and then on. It's just added weight. So if that's the case, just stick another 5 pounds on and call it a day. The benefit of having the accommodating resistance is that resistance unloading and then that resistance loading back up again. So in order to do that, you want to make sure again that the very minimum amount of chain touches the ground at the top end of the movement, so as to help stabilize it so the chain isn't just swinging freely. But then at the bottom, you want as much of that chain on the ground as possible so you get that full deload. And you'll notice in these squats, I do just that.
I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids, that's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Say trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broken, I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping.
So toward the bottom of that movement, the chain essentially completely deloads, and then as I stand back up, I basically stand up with the full weight of the chain. And in that particular instance, I had about 42 pounds of chains on each side, so 84 total pounds in chain weight, which is good, right? So it adds that bump right in a point where it would be difficult. That's normally kind of a sticking point in squat, that transition point. So just something to think about. Chains are a really great tool to add into your repertoire of training. Something that you can utilize to great success and help increase your maxes both on your squat and on your bench and on your deadlift. It is possible to utilize them for deadlift as well. So just something for you to think about at home. Chains aren't that hard to come by, so it's not super difficult for you to be able to add them to your home gym. And there are many gyms like this one that already have them. So that might be an additional thing that you look for when looking for a gym to train at. And speaking of gyms to train at, Operation Iron Gym, they just had their grand opening, and if you come here, if you happen to be in the area and you mention me, you can get a free day pass to check out the gym for yourself and see if this might be a place that you can call home. Anyway, that's it, guys. Just wanted to give a quick descriptor of accommodated resistance, i.e. the chains in this particular video, and kind of talk about the setup and how to maximize the chain so that you're not just having kind of dead weight. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop in the chat box below. I'll be sure to respond. I appreciate you guys continuing to support me in the channel with everything that you do. I really do appreciate the support, and it means a whole lot. I would like to try to get to 10,000 subs this year, so I need your help. If you happen to know anyone that might like the channel, or these videos might help out, please share it with them and see if they might sub up too. That'd be really, really great. That's it, guys. Remember, no matter what it is you think you can't do, do different things to try to get those results you're looking for. It's never going to happen if you don't get in and train despite. You're either going to find an excuse, you're going to find a way, and I hope that you guys continue to find the way. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace. Like Mr. T up in this. Oh yeah.
I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to before you count me out.